Dating a narcissist will psychologically ruin you because narcissists do not have limits. The way that narcissists date, they always date slightly above their league. And they know this because when they are able to date slightly above their league, it kind of validates them in a sense as far as who they are and how they show up in this world. And honestly, let's be real. I believe a few people like to think that they're doing that. The only difference is that typically when people do this, they're ready for it because you know when you're dating out of your league, they're going to challenge you in a sense so that you can show up as a better version of yourself. The only issue is that narcissists are not ready for the challenge. Not only are they not ready for the challenge, they didn't even consider the challenge. They didn't consider the challenge because all they were considering was how well you were going to look on their arm. And so, because they did not consider the challenge, those very things that they once admired you for are going to be the very things that highlight all of the insecurities that they have, all of the places that they feel like they aren't measuring up. And this is where the difference between a true blue avoidant and a narcissist comes into play. When those insecurities are starting to be highlighted and they're starting to feel like they don't measure up, an avoidant will walk away from the relationship or they'll start to get the relationship distance. A narcissist, on the other hand, will start to berate you and belittle you and try to make you feel as bad as they do. And they'll continue to do it. Even when you start to feel good about yourself, if they think that you're feeling too good, better than how they feel about themselves, then they have to bring you back down to earth a little bit. So imagine every time you start to feel like yourself, you have someone telling you, yeah, don't like that. We don't have our own thoughts. Our thoughts are made up of all of the things that people have told us and the perceptions that we have about our environment. So if you constantly have someone in your ear, especially for years, telling you all of these horrible things about yourself, those then turn into your thoughts. That is what you are subconsciously thinking throughout the day. You have 60,000 thoughts. And if you're not aware of 60,000 different thoughts throughout the day, then that means that there are quite a few thoughts that are going unconsciously. And because we act out what we think, you then start acting in behaviors that make you look or appear as whatever the insults were that the narcissist was throwing at you. This is how they psychologically ruin you. I know that it is hard to cut those cords when it comes to the one that you love, but at some point you have to realize that things aren't going to end and that enough is enough. Narcissists are knee deep in the sauce, so when it comes to changing their different behavior patterns, it will be much harder for them to do that because they truly have a very magical way of making everything else their fault. I mean, everything else someone else's fault and never theirs.